Most diabetics know a diet rich in fruit and vegetables lowers blood sugar, but some fruits may cause more trouble than they're worth. When you think of the color red, you might imagine some very healthy fruit choices. But that doesn't mean that any and all types of red fruit are good for your blood sugar balance. So, let's take a look at some potentially dangerous red fruits, which might actually worsen your glucose control. Before we begin, why not like and subscribe? And definitely make sure to stay tuned, because we're giving away 3 very special free gifts. Now, before you go seeing red, sit back and relax, because we'll tell you everything you need to know about the 4 worst red fruits for diabetics. Number 4. Maraschino cherries. Sorry, a cherry in your martini doesn't count towards your daily fruit serving. But is it just that sugary syrup which makes these the wrong cherries to pick? There's more to these bad berries than the added sugar found within their preservative syrup. Maraschino cherries are manufactured by soaking fresh cherries in a bath of bleaching brine, which utilizes several chemicals linked to allergic reactions and even blood vessel and lung damage. Meanwhile, while the sugar content of a fresh cherry is about 8 to 16% of its total soluble weight, a typical maraschino cherry's sugar content is closer to 40%. This is due to the high fructose corn syrup usually found within maraschino syrup. Plus, while it is the red skins of red fruits which supply diabetes-fighting anthocyanins and carotenoids, processed maraschino cherries actually have their red skin stripped away, leaving little to no nutritional value left. Instead, these sticky, sugary cherries get their fluorescent red hue from Allura Red food coloring, also known as Red Number 40. This coloring is approved for use in foods, and you can find it in sports drinks, candies, condiments, and even some cereals. But new research suggests that this artificial dye contains cancer-causing contaminants and may damage stomach, liver, and kidney cells. However, scientists believe that in most cases, you would have to eat huge amounts of maraschino cherries to notice the negative effects of Allura Red on your health. Still, between their lack of nutrients, huge sugar load, and potentially dangerous chemical additives, better to be safe than sorry, and avoid maraschino cherries. So if you love these little red flavor bursts, stick to unprocessed, naturally grown, pesticide-free, organic cherries. Number 3. Dried cranberries. Yes, fresh cranberries are a healthy, diabetes-friendly fruit choice. But naturally tart berries never sell as well as sweeter ones. That's why food corporations love to manufacture dried cranberries, as these packaged treats often contain huge amounts of addictive added sugars, even when simple sugars are not added. The process of drying fruits concentrates their natural sugar content. A 1 cup serving of one of the world's top brands of fresh cranberries contains 12 grams of total carbohydrates, with just 4 grams of sugar. But that same size of dried cranberries? Try a staggering 90 grams of total carbs, with over 70 grams of sugar. In fact, a leading brand of dried cranberries reports that it stuffs over 100 grams of added sugar into every cup. You can still find organic, less processed dried cranberries without any added sugar. However, you should make sure not to overindulge in any dried fruit. While they will give you fiber and the same wealth of nutrients found within their fresh counterparts, their highly concentrated levels of carbohydrates might still skyrocket your blood sugar, while their multiplied amounts of calories can work against your weight loss goals. Plus, eating too many dried cranberries will raise stomach acid levels, which can lead to an upset stomach, diarrhea, and may increase the risk of developing kidney stones. Number 2. Red grapefruit. Whether the flesh of a grapefruit is red, pink, orange, or yellow, You need to be very careful of grapefruit when you take certain prescription drugs. Nearly half of oral prescription medications are absorbed via an enzyme group called cytochrome P450. But these enzymes can limit the effectiveness of certain drugs inside the body. To counteract this effect, pharmaceutical companies often increase the dosage of their pills. However, grapefruit chemicals called furanocoumarins, compounds found naturally within grapefruit, can stop cytochrome P450 from working. That means eating red grapefruit in conjunction with some meds may cause your body to absorb double, triple, or even quadruple the appropriate dosage, which, of course, can be extremely dangerous to your body. So it's best to avoid red grapefruit if you take oral medication for diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, heart problems, or digestive disorders like Crohn's disease. However, if you are not currently taking prescription meds, you can still add grapefruit to your menu. Grapefruit is one of the lowest calorie fruits, and it offers fiber, along with a wealth of diabetes-fighting nutrients, including vitamin C, magnesium, and potassium. And studies show that grapefruit can help reduce blood sugar and aid weight control. But again, if you take most any medication related to diabetes, you'll probably need to avoid red grapefruit. Are you ready to uncover the worst red fruit choice? Hold on just a sec, because we want to give you ideas for the best foods to aid you in your quest against diabetes. So today, we're giving you 3 free gifts. Superfoods for Diabetics, Episode 1 of that diabetes documentary, and the new cookbook, Snacks, Meals, and Desserts that Lower Blood Sugar. Complete your anti-diabetes collection with each of these 3 knowledge-packed tools. Simply click the link in the description below right now to grab them all. Now, it's time for today's worst red fruit. Number 1. Non-organic strawberries. Strawberries are possibly the most delicious and beloved dessert fruit, and they certainly offer a wide range of beneficial nutrients. Unfortunately, to gain those benefits, you need to avoid the most accessible and inexpensive types of strawberries. Organic and non-organic strawberries contain plenty of heart-healthy, diabetes-fighting ingredients in the form of plant phenols, vitamins, minerals, and fiber. Strawberries are so delicious and nutritious, in fact, that this red fruit is not just loved by humans. Pests, viruses, and harmful bacteria are quite attracted to this heart-shaped sweet treat. That's why most conventionally grown strawberries are treated with an assortment of pesticides, which helps food corporations cultivate larger amounts of their product year-round, instead of just seasonally. This has led to Americans consuming 4 times as many strawberries annually as they did 40 years ago. Unfortunately, the chemicals in and on non-organic strawberries can worsen diabetic symptoms, and they may lead to other health complications. Phthalates, found in most plastics, are also used in many herbicides. Phthalate absorption is associated with obesity, metabolic syndrome, and diabetes. Herbicides containing glyphosate are associated with human gene and cell toxicity, immune dysfunction, infertility, and cancer. Strawberry growers often treat their fields with these poisonous chemicals before they plant their product, thus polluting the soil. And strawberries are particularly at risk for toxin absorption as they grow close to the ground, so they are exposed to chemicals which drift down from larger plants. That's why it shouldn't come as a shock to learn that a 2021 Chinese study found that over 97% of strawberry fruits contain detectable levels of pesticides. Plus, humans make pesticides and fungicides even more harmful by adding a range of toxic ingredients and mixing them into formulations, which are meant to improve the properties of these chemicals for handling and storage. While the Environmental Protection Agency claims that pesticide formulations are not harmful to our health, a recent study concluded that 8 out of 9 formulations are up to 1,000 times more toxic than the active ingredients in single residue pesticides and fungicides. Meanwhile, the Environmental Working Group found that while most produce, on average, contains 2.2 pesticides per sample, conventionally grown strawberries are treated with 7.8 different pesticides per sample, and some can contain upwards of 10 types of pesticide. Some of the pesticide residue can be washed away, but we can't remove the toxins which strawberries have absorbed. That's why the EWG has listed strawberries as the #1 most contaminated type of produce for 6 years running. And while eating these strawberries does not necessarily mean that you will be ingesting every single type of pesticide used in the growing process, your continued financial support of the industry does mean that communities in close proximity to these strawberry farms can be severely damaged. In fact, the EWG has found that the toxins sprayed on strawberry fields are linked to several forms of cancer and may create reproductive, developmental, hormonal, and neurological damage for humans. So today's modern strawberry industry does not just put consumers across the country at risk for multiple diseases. It damages the environment and puts the health of those living near corporately controlled farms in severe danger. To gain the benefits of diabetes-fighting strawberry power without the risk of consuming harmful toxins, and to help your community, go organic. Now you know 4 of the very worst red fruits, and why you should avoid them. But don't get too red in the face. Stay tuned to Diabetes Smarts, because we've got the best red fruits for diabetics premiering on our channel shortly. So be sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget to grab your 3 amazing free gifts by clicking the link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and have a diabetes fighting day.